all the speakers are going to be a complete surprise. Tom Brady.
Who's the big guy you posted today?
Man, I can't say for sure. Bishop.
Give me initials.
Okay, BDTJ.
Oh. So everybody, welcome Mr. Cody Askins. Cody, how are you, man?
I am great. I am bringing my own energy, man. I'm ready.
I got a quick question for you here. So I hope my audience already knows who you are, but if they don't, who the hell is Cody Askins? Tell me.
Dang, that's such a good question, man. It was funny. I'll be walking up to Starbucks. I'll be waiting in line at Starbucks. They'll be like, "Hey, are you headed to work?" And I'll say, "Yeah." They're like, "What do you do?" I'm like, "Oh crap." It's funny because I have a bunch of companies, but the main thing I do is I help insurance agents get to six figures, and I help agencies get known so they can recruit six-figure agents, right? And so we have a marketing company and the conference 8% and the personal brand, and I travel and speak and train a lot. But the main thing we do is we help insurance agents with recruiting and with training, and then agencies with recruiting. So
really, how did that come about? Because I obviously, that's a lot of work to promise and deliver a six-figure promise to someone. How did you come to this conclusion that this was for you, and how do you do it?
Yeah, so I got started in the business when I was 20. For those that don't know my story, I've been in the business. My dad's been in the business 33 years. I'm 32. I've been in the industry pretty much my whole life. I was an intern at 19, and then fast forward at 20 years old, I decided to become a full-time insurance agent. And in my first 8 months, from cold calling and cold door knocking to sell life insurance, talking about death, I made $117,391.13 my first 8 months while I was in college playing basketball as a full-time student athlete. Sold for years. And then the end of 2015, 7 years and 2 months ago today, I started putting out content to help the industry and started putting out videos on YouTube. And now we just hit 90,000 subscribers. We have a couple thousand people at our conference, and we have hundreds of thousands of agents online that follow us around the world. And we do some cool stuff and have an amazing team.
Well, it sounds like you're building your own economy, but I mean, I had to plug
that's the goal, right?
Well, did you always?
I'll ask you a question. Would you bring me on if I wasn't building my own economy?
No, I would not, man. I mean, I've had guests. Everybody's in the pursuit. You're just a little farther along in the journey. I'll tell you that.
All right, cool, man. Thank you for that. It's funny you say that. Thank you for that. It means a lot. But I can tell you this, dude. I wake up just as frustrated and pissed off as anybody else.
Because you're behind, right?
Dude, I'm so behind. I'm so I'm so happily miserable. Like I wake up like, gosh dang it, I've never accomplished anything in my life. What the freak is wrong with me? And my wife's like, won't you take a second and take a breath and look at what all we're doing now, And I'm like,
this is so funny.
You're right. I guarantee you can relate, right?
Every morning I wake up pissed off, frustrated, and it's just like, man, I'm so behind. I'm not frustrated with people. I'm frustrated with myself. Nobody frustrates me. It's just me against me every morning. And you're right. Every morning I'm just, why am I not farther along in this journey?
And I feel like I start over every year too, because of my personality likes change. I like doing new stuff. We're going to shoot 3 new reality TV shows this year for the insurance industry. They're not going to be on TV, but they'll be on YouTube. We'll call them reality YouTube shows for now.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, just because our industry's, insurance, which you're in it too, it's old. It's average age is 59. It's freaking boring, and we're trying to make it fun and sexy again.
You make it cool again.
Yeah, man, that's right.
So have you always been an outgoing guy, going out and just being the life of the party, going out and creating networks? Has that always been you?
No. It's funny. That's a really good question, because I would say 6-7 years ago, I was, I didn't feel outgoing by any means. I think I'm an extroverted introvert in that, I can turn it on when I need to, but for me to relax and chill, and, if I want to put labels on it, I would go relax and chill on my own, truthfully. And so I also used to tell myself, I'm not creative at all. I did, and 5, 6, 7 years ago, I was not creative. I didn't use social. I was a complete moron. Like that's just the stuff I thought, right? Now I use social media as much, if not more, than anyone else in the industry. Um, we are extremely creative. We pull off some of the craziest stuff, you know. I mean, we'll talk about some of those ideas today because I think ideas are important. And those are listening. Like I can tell you, my goal is for you to hear something that jazzes you up so you can start bringing your own energy and building your own economy moving forward after today.
You're going to steal my BYOE now. I'm going to,
I
next time
love
I
it,
see you.
actually. I love
Oh
it.
my God. So talk to us about this creativity, because yes. So by the way, I've been in the insurance space for a long time. And we have an agency that I'm kind of passively in, but I know the space well enough to know that you're right. The average age is in the late 50s. Like you mentioned, it is somebody who is, you know, accustomed to a very specific way of doing business, and change it typically scares them.
Yeah.
And I've seen your events and I've seen what you've done. How did you get so damn creative with this? Give me some of the things you are being creative about. This is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's a really good question too. So it's we find gaps in the market. Like what's an opportunity to serve and do and help that everybody's ignoring or nobody's doing, right? So 8% Nation, that was the first thing we were ever creative about, you know. I could say I was creative with the YouTube channel, but there were other YouTube channels. There weren't near as many as there are now. You know, 2,300 videos later, we've gotten better at video. But like the conference was creative because most insurance conferences are put on by an IMO or a carrier that their whole job is to either recruit you or you're already on their team. This is for anybody in the industry, called 8%. 92% of agents fell. That's one creative thing we've done. We do it really well. I'm on in talks with some big names this year. We've already talked to Bishop T.D. Jakes, Hormozy, Tom Brady.
Who's the big guy? You posted today. Who's the guy? Who's the girl or guy? I can't be
well, I'm really close, man. I can't say for sure, but I can tell you this: I'm really close with, because I'm just all the speakers are going to be a complete surprise. But
oh, really?
We'll see who listens to your show, right? Which is smart. They should be listening.
That's right.
We're really close.
Give me some initials. Give me initials.
Okay, BDTJ.
Oh,
Bishop TD.
Okay, besides that one, I already knew that one. You had talked to him. But is that the guy? Is that the biggest speaker?
If we pull him off, he would have been one of the biggest for sure. I've got two others on the hooks that are really, really big. They're the biggest we ever had by far. We'll see. You know, it's tough to pull it off. Also some other creative stuff though, like we did the Ultimate Agent reality show last year where we had
a couple
thousand agents register for a contest. I thought about this contest on the way back from Puerto Rico at 2:30 in the morning. And I just couldn't let the idea go. And so we started working through this contest, and then we had thousands of agents register for this Ultimate Agent show. We selected 5 on a live Zoom. We brought them to Springfield and put them on a private jet. We flew them to an undisclosed location. We put cameras in their GoPros in their car, cameras in their face. We mic'd them up 12 hours a day, 18 hours a day, whatever. It was a lot. We brought in coaches, mentors, trainers, leads. We lived in a mansion. We had challenges, eliminations, and then we crowned someone the winner, and they won $121,000 in cash and prizes. And we crowned them the champion live at the conference on stage in front of 2,000. And we actually released a show, 7-episode series about that. That's one thing. And then we're releasing a couple other shows this year too. So
do you already have those ideas for those new shows?
Yeah. One's going to be called Agency Investors. It's like Shark Tank for insurance, but I'm gonna get some big wigs that want to invest in agencies and get people that want investment and help. Right. So it's kind of like Shark Tank for insurance. Another one is like Bar Rescue, where we go into an agency, maybe me and you, we go into an agency that's dying. They're on their last 30 days of cash. They're like tapping out. They can't breathe. Give me mouth to mouth. And then David Perez goes in and just resuscitates them, you know?
There you go. This is cool.
Dude, we also did Ultimate Agent tour this past year where we rented a 30 passenger private jet and we went to 5 cities in 5 days, and we threw 5 events, and we brought all of our own equipment on the jet to do every event. And my whole team came with us, and a bunch of speakers and us flew around on a 30 passenger Embraer 145
That sounds like a lot of work,
jet.
Cody.
That was a lot of work. It was $500,000 in 5 days. Just stupid. But we selected agents for the next season of Ultimate Agent during those 5 days, and we're shooting the season 2 in about 21 days from now. So,
oh really? So it's almost, you're already going to start recording the next season.
Yeah.
That's really cool, man. By the way, so just from a standpoint, did you guys already know how to do videography at this level? Did you already have like somebody on your team who's got this idea, this technical skill set?
Yes, we've got two gentlemen, Dylan and Keith. They've been friends their whole life. They've been winning film awards in Missouri for a long time.
Damn.
They're super impressive. Dylan's been with me since, for
I
literally,
met Dylan. He's cool.
yeah,
Cool
he's been with me
cat.
5 years. He does a freaking incredible job. Keith's just added to that, also does an incredible job. They're really good. Like, I was doing video back in 2015, 2016, 2017 with just my phone, no editing. And it sucked. Like, the content was good, but the actual production was terrible, which it doesn't always have to be about the production, but it sucked. And then they've really leveled up the game. Dylan's brought our YouTube channel to a whole nother level. And they knew a good amount, but this project probably challenged them personally
There you
more than
go.
any other video project they've ever done too, which is also cool. Like, you want to challenge your team, right? You want to keep your team's attention. They want to do fun stuff. They don't be bored, so.
This kind of segues to something because I've met some of your team already, and I'm always impressed.
Thank you.
That you've got such a good culture in your organization. Somebody who builds their own economy obviously surrounds themselves with great people. How did you build that culture, man?
That's such a good question. My wife's a big part of that. We call her the chief happy officer. She drives everybody nuts because she brings her dog. But she's
I've
she's
seen
got,
it.
dude. Yeah, she's got great energy. She's always like getting everybody, like today. What did everybody? People were getting, I don't know. Like recently, they've been getting Sonic and Andy's and Chick-fil-A, and she's just always doing fun stuff. Sometimes we'll do like a big buffet once a month. The team also gets to travel with us to cool places. Like for one of our power players trips, we chartered 4 helicopters to dinner. Well, our team got to be a part of that experience. We'll take them to, MLB games, or we took them to a Phoenix Suns game when we were in Phoenix a couple months ago. Like, it's just, your team is the most important piece. People matter, like they really do, and we just try to pay them well, reward them, give them life experiences, and just take care of them. And when someone's not a good fit, dude, we cut them quick, man. We just get rid of them.
There you
We
go.
cut them
Well, a
off at the
lot of
knees.
people. Well, I see a lot of people are attracted to you, so I'm assuming you've got probably a lot of people who want to work with you. What's your biggest challenge right now when you're finding new people?
Yeah, that's a good question, because right now we have somebody in the other room that actually goes to church with me that wants to work here. And I'm on the fence really on whether I'm going to pull the trigger, right? Because it's important. Like, culture matters, people matter. Like, having the right people in the right mix is really important. I'm actually we're going to add about a dozen sales reps to the sales team in the next 30, 45, 60 days. Just a lot, really,
Wow.
really quick. But it's funny because people are like, why would you do that? Well, when you analyze your business and you run a P&L on all of your sales reps like I do, and they're all profitable, why not just have 4 times as many, right? So we actually hired a full-time sales recruiter. She started yesterday, and her job is to literally book 40 sales interviews a week and just bring them in
Wow.
like crazy. Because you know what? Everybody makes the excuse, bro, that like you can't find good people. Dude, David Perez lives in Dallas, Texas. I live in Springfield, flippin' Missouri. Like, there's 150,000 people here, and we have an amazing team. Like, I had somebody earlier, a big client of ours, are like, dude, your team is better than mine. I'm like, I know they are, Um, but what's
Your
fun,
team is
yeah, but what's funny is like it takes money. When you find good people, you gotta take care of them. You gotta hold on to them. Also, when you let somebody in that's not good, it contaminates the water. Like, it's just
we
not
call them
good.
cancer.
Yeah,
Cancer.
man. It spreads around the whole body of the organization, right?
Yep.
Um, and so I'm really committed to just leveling up the team. Cardone's had a video out a while back, which I loved, and it was like, hey, if your CPA says you're spending too much on payroll and you pay your people too much, tell them we're going to start with you. We're going to cut your pay.
Yeah. Get rid of them.
Right?
Get rid of them.
Which you should not do to David Prez's company, because
Yeah.
that's
Nah,
that's
you.
how they
I make
roll,
you
right?
money. I
That's it.
make you money.
See, exactly, right? That's how you build your own economy. Yeah. And
Yeah.
some of the conversations we've had on that note, like off the record, to the, when we're hanging out, whatever, like the stuff about your world, dude, it fascinates me. Like, it's super impressive. You're a bad dude. Um,
Thank you.
Coach Burt let one curse word slip on his last time he was on, so maybe I'll let one slip too and tell you're a
There you go.
badass. You're a badass,
Ass.
Um, so now we're even, right?
Well,
Maybe that's maybe the first podcast I've ever said that on, by the way, which is hilarious. But dude, that's another thing in our office. So many businesses are so boring. We need to have some fun,
that's right.
I'm not great at that, full transparency, but I'm trying to have more fun this year. And the most fun I have is when we pull off stuff that we should not be pulling off, and it's just bigger and better and wilder than anything we've ever done. And that is what excites me and gets me up out of bed. Doing the same stuff year after year after year after year, it doesn't excite me. It just doesn't. And so maybe other people are like, out there that are like that can relate to that. So
I could see that, by the way. I feel the same way. I wouldn't be the happy guy at my office. I'm the kind of guy that shows up and just gets something done. And if we celebrate something, I'm like, high fives, everybody. And I'm like, hey, I got to go back to getting this shit done.
exactly. Here's something too, and you can relate to this, other people can't. Speed is really, really, really important too.
Oh my God.
I had one of my business partners, actually Landon, who co-owns Secure Agent Marketing with me. He runs it in the other building. He said he came to me. He's like, dude, I was listening to a podcast that made me think about you. And the podcast was interviewing a billionaire, and Cody's not a billionaire yet, so that didn't remind him of me. But he said, what's the most important part of business? He said, whether you're going to do things right or wrong, he said, you do them fast. He said, if you're going to do it, just do it. Right. And so he said,
Action.
people at that level make decisions so much, even if they're going to make a mistake, they don't even care because they're so talented they can overcome the mistake, but they make decisions at light speed. And he said, dude, after doing business with you for the last 3.5 years, you make decisions and you do business at light speed. And so that's a lesson for everybody that, dude, also, it's funny, say that you make a bunch of decisions this year, hypothetically. Say Joe's listening to your podcast and he's like, dude, say Joe makes a bunch of decisions this year. Say Joe makes a ton of mistakes.
Yep.
Is Joe going to learn faster than the person that moves slow?
Heck yeah.
Yep. Is he going to get
I
better than
hope
the
so.
person that moves? Yeah, I hope so. Is he going to get better than the person that moves slow? Right. Yeah.
Yep.
And so Joe just needs to make some decisions and move quick and make more mistakes than his competition.
What along those lines, what's the biggest mistake you ever made?
Gosh, that's good.
Well, it depends on how you measure it, right? I mean, it could be money or it could just be lost time. I mean, both are going to get burned.
Yeah. I would say the mistakes that I've made had to do with people. So here's an example. It may not be the biggest, but it's one that comes to mind for sure.
No, that hurts. Those hurt.
Yeah. 4 years ago, probably I was ticked off and lost my mind and kicked everyone out of the office. It's the middle of the afternoon. I made everybody go home. That's a little extreme. I'm not saying that's smart, but that's a pretty big mistake.
Yeah. Well, I can't say that I haven't been very close to doing that. So
yeah, I can see you doing that. I can see you flying off the handle.
Well, I think what frustrates me the most is when when speed isn't important, that frustrates the heck out of me. Or when the details aren't important to somebody, when they miss a little thing, and I'm like, guys, you could have caught this. Why are we mapping this up? This is horrible. And every
100%.
day I run into one of those issues, by the way, every
100%.
day. And I don't go off on people. I'm more of a coach than I am, a dictator, but you can only say it so many times.
Yeah.
To the same person.
I would say one thing that you could probably relate to too, that I do a very solid job of, not perfect, but when I look at me and managing team members, I hold people accountable better than the average person. I don't do it by being a jerk most of the time. I'm just doing it by knowing what's going on in the organization, right? One of the things that we do is we have an 821 operational meeting every day for 10 minutes. And each of the operational people share what they're working on for the day, projects, deadlines, etc.
Good job.
And that keeps everybody on the same page, and it keeps me in the loop of what we're doing. And so I don't have to micromanage anybody because they're good at what they do. They're better at what they do than I am. But in most cases, but I can really keep a pulse on what's going on around me, which is really important.
I think if I had to guess here, and that's just my guess, and I probably could ask your team this, is that the majority of people probably are very good for you because even though you hold them highly accountable, I think they have a higher level of respect for you and belief in you, which makes them say, look, I can't let him down.
Yeah.
I could see that about you. They just can't let you down. So that's probably why you have such a great team, to be truthful. They don't want to let you down.
Man.
They don't want to disappoint you.
That's good. That's a really good observation. I appreciate that. I hope that's the case.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, they have to, man. They got a good leader. I honestly believe that if you find the right, there's a lot of people out there that tell you got to be your own boss and you got to start your own company, and all that is good. I'm not against it. But if you can find the right association, the right partnership, the right network, you don't have to be the top of the food chain. There's always going to be somebody that you're going to have to work with.
Correct.
And if you find the right company that's going the right direction, like I would imagine CA is going here.
Yep.
I think a lot of people could benefit from being around you, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, dude. I mean, I've it's interesting you say that. Like, you would think, like, I'm an entrepreneur. You would say, hey, Cody's the boss. But you know what's interesting? I've got some major clients that have a lot of control over me right now. And dude, in some cases, they're the boss. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the truth at the moment, right? And so there is always additional levels, and most people are suited to be an entrepreneur. Like, they don't want to.
That's right.
They don't want to lose sleep and travel every 30 hours and deal with 14 problems before lunch and, be ticked off all the time and happy all the time. You know what I mean? They don't want that life. And most people shouldn't, because personalities are different. And we are, the entrepreneurial life is glamorous and glorified, but you know what? There's a lot of happy people that are making, heavy 5 figures, even 6 figures, that they're meant to be an entrepreneur and be a part of an organization and plug into someone they believe in that can also make their life better.
Oh yeah. I have clients who make very close to 7, some a few over 7, that are employees, man. They're entrepreneurs.
Wow.
I mean, making big money, and they absolutely love it. And I ask them, why do you love this so much? Wouldn't you start your own company? Hell no, I don't want to do all that work. I just want to show up, get the job done, and go home. I'm like, man, that, sometimes I can't say I idolize it because I don't, but I'm like, man, it's hard to unplug and disconnect when you've got so much going on. And, but it's kind of the pursuit, the hunt is always fun.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like there's not, I think that there's a byproduct. So tell me about sales. I know you're a killer sales organization. What'd y'all do in 22? What was the top line? How big was it?
For CA?
For all of it, baby. I know you got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, all of it was around 22, 23 million, probably. If I had to guess.
You guys gotta listen to this guy now, right?
No,
man, in the 20s. Come on, man. Well, 20s million.
CA is only about Cody Askins LC is about a $4 to $5 million a year company. That I'm screwing up, by the way. I'm majorly blowing an incredible opportunity. We should be doing 10, 15, 20 million bucks.
How so?
Tell
me why.
I'm a complete moron. I am.
Nah.
I am. No, and I feel like it. I mean that. Like, I feel like I'm screwing up something. You've heard Brad Lee say he's screwing up $1 billion opportunity. Dude, I'm screwing up like a tens of millions of dollars opportunity. Marketing's bigger.
What do you need to change?
And marketing's bigger. The agency's bigger. Cody Askins LC does well, but like, what I need to change is too much of it's reliant on me.
Amen.
That's the truth. Now, do I like that in a way? Yeah. Do I not like that a bunch of days? Yeah. Do my clients like it? Yeah. Do my sales team like it at times? Yeah. Do I think
when you get on the call?
Yeah.
When you get on the sales call, they love it.
Dude, I run a bunch of sales calls, like I'm borderline, like think about canceling all my meetings and just doing sales calls all day, because when I do that, we have incredible freaking months and weeks and days.
I got to show you real quick, because this is funny. So about 2 weeks ago, it was the end of January, and my team wasn't hitting their sales goal for the month. And I said, it was like last Saturday, I said, look, here's what we're going to do. I need you to get all your clients, bring it to my office, 9 a.m, Saturday morning. You and I are going to call every single one of these guys. We absolutely crushed that day. I made so many sales that day. It was me, right? Me and them. At the end of the day, they're like, we should just do this every week. I'm like, guys, I did all the sales. This is ridiculous. Like,
they would love that, though.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind helping, I told them, but come on, man. I can't come in and do your job, is what I told them. I mean, I love them to death, but
yeah,
I can only do this so much. Like, I need you to make sure you close all your deals, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what you're kind of saying. They got to be able to pull their weight every day.
Yeah, I mean, since October, really November, last 4 months, I've been on every sales call before someone made a decision if they were going to be spending at least 5K or more. And
Wow.
that's a lot, while also traveling and doing everything else. But our sales individuals have made more money in the last 4 months than they've ever made combined. So they freaking love it. And there's some training involved, whatever, but I've put myself in the middle of it too much, you know. Yeah, I also told my team this has been such a good episode. I don't know if you're cool with it, but I know we're still hanging out and we're still recording. But like, I would love to put this on my YouTube channel. Like, this is good, dude.
Hey, go for it, man. I'd love it.
Strong. This is cool.
Well, so if you know, by the way, I need you to know this because the audience needs to hear this, that a guy who's doing 20+ million in sales, he's doing 400 in an individual branded company, by the way, for those of you out there trying to build something, you know, build your own economy is about branding.
Yeah.
And he's telling us right now that he's the bottleneck. Most people don't see that, by the way. Most business owners will never know that they're the bottleneck. And you want to change some things. So what's your, like, if I had to say 23 is the goal, what's the goal for 23? Not revenue, just like, what are the changes? When you started the year, you said, we're not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this again.
I would like to find a way to 10x the size of the sales team. And I could do it like 100%. And I don't know why I wouldn't, but, and I can feed them leads. Like, it's funny. This will crack you up. 9 days ago, I was frustrated with the amount of inbound leads for the sales team, because I wanted to scale the sales team. I'm like, well, if I'm going to scale it, I need a bunch more leads. And we were doing good. You know, we were getting, dozens a day, whatever. Dude, I've generated additional 600 from ads in the last like 8 days. Cause
I'm just cost per lead. What's the cost per lead? I got to know this.
Here, I'll even show you this. How about that? So
no, you're going to make me feel bad.
Well, I'm just better at it than you are. Okay.
There might be some truth there.
Hang on, let's see.
Oh, it's unfocused. What does it say? Is that dollars? No way.
$5.93 for $1.64 each.
No, my God.
I just showed it on screen. If you're listening to audio, you got to watch the video, I guess. But
you got to watch this. You don't understand. Oh my God.
That was a Saturday night. I was flipping board, and I'm like, well, let's see if I could generate. Because actually, I want to grow the team to where we generate 5 to 600 leads a day, and we have.
By the way, did you create the ad yourself, or did you have your team do it?
I actually did it all. It frustrates my team because the graphics terrible. Like, it's bad, but sometimes bad ads convert.
You're so golly, I think we're a lot alike, bro. Because I'll do that shit too. I'm gonna be like, look, you know what? We're not hitting our.
Here, I'll show you the graphic. It's freaking horrible.
I'll literally record a video and post it as an ad. Like I'll put.
Yeah.
What'd you use? Canva? No.
I did.
Yeah, that's what I use.
I don't know how to build a graphic. Like, yeah. Here you go. Here's the picture.
This guy is crushing it. I haven't even got hit by that ad. I'm very disappointed.
Can you see this?
Yes, I can. I'm very disappointed.
It's atrocious. My freaking shoulder's cut off. Like, it looks ridiculous.
I would definitely not click on that ad.
I don't know.
But 600 people said they would.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, it's reached 5,894 people. And
has there ever been a time where you were just organic?
Oh yeah, well, we're very organic. Okay, it's reached 13,900 people, and it's been clicked on 1,900 times, and 600 of those opted in, which is like a 30% opt-in rate, which is stupid. Yeah, we're very organic. YouTube is our number one source of traffic. We have 90,484 subs. I'm maybe a 50 off either way, but close. And we get leads every day inbound. But if I'm going to scale the team, I need a lot more. And so I'm like, hey, let's see if I could, hypothetically, if I want to get really serious, could I do that? And the thing is, anybody can do whatever they want. Like, we're limited by us and our thinking and our creativity and our people around us. Like, we're limiting ourselves, and we're choosing to eliminate ourselves by not solving all these problems.
I completely agree. And in fact, actually, so I hadn't run any paid ads for our tax planning business until about 2 weeks ago. And we're trying to perfect that. But I've been doing organic, and we were getting over 100 to 200 leads a week organically.
Wow.
Organic, all organic, which
That's
has been
awesome.
really good. The target market too, we weren't even getting bad leads, really great quality. Now I'm trying to scale the sales team, just like you said.
Let's go.
Yeah, same concept.
Well,
I
dude,
mean, we're fulfilling.
Dude, pay me 30 grand. I'll come spend the day down there and I'll show you how to generate 1,000 leads a week.
Is this one of those $5,000 sales calls that you're on? Am I the? I think
you
I've
didn't
been
know
tricked
that though,
by,
did you?
Yeah, this is one of those tricks that I
That's
just
good.
became.
You know what's funny is normally when someone's interviewing me in a podcast, they're
Yeah.
actually doing it so they can pitch me something.
Well, it's not
I mean,
over
we're
yet.
friends, so that's not happening. But like, you know what I mean? Like it's, but in a lot of cases where they don't know me, so now I vet all of our podcasts. I didn't vet yours, but we vet all of our podcasts. They have to fill out forms and all this stuff. But it's just,
well, I could
funny.
see that.
Yeah,
I could see that they're either trying to pitch you or hack your audience or do something, right?
correct. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't see the other point unless I'm like a celebrity and I'm not. So
you are a celebrity, dude. Come on, man.
Nah.
Yeah. You built a name. You know what's interesting is that you're dominating in a niche, and that's what I think is the most powerful thing you can do, because everybody wants to go really broad and wide. I think there's a lot of the scope of control is lost at that point. Like if you were just to talk about branding everywhere, I think you would go nuts. I think you'd go. I would.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you should start branding your own enthusiasm. You know, like let's go.
Shit. This is gonna get ugly. I know.
Dude, is this not the most fun podcast you've ever been on?
Yeah, man, I enjoy
I'm having
talking
a
to
freaking
you.
blast, dude. Why are all these other guests so boring?
I don't know, man. I guess maybe because they don't have their own edibles. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, they need edibles. Bring your own edibles to the podcast, and you would it would be a great show for everybody.
Yes.
You know?
I think I need to move out of Missouri, but Colorado, I'm on my way. Okay.
You know, I know you had told me at once that you were thinking about relocating. I'm assuming that's not ever happening now.
No, we have just so many people, and the whole family's here, and all the buildings and companies and team members. I mean, we have, you know what's interesting? I bet more than half of our team would move with us.
Wow.
Which says a lot, but I'm not going to ask them to. So there you go.
Well, you guys are doing some big things. So I see you guys are big in real estate now. Tell me about that. Looks like you guys are doing
trying to keep up with you, man. You know,
I'm doing a little bit.
Yeah, we're starting to buy some duplexes, save money on taxes. You know, generate some cash flow. Yeah, we're flipping one right now. We just bought land we're not flipping it. We're renting it and then appraising it and then financing it. We'll pay cash and then we'll kind of do the Burr method a little bit, right?
Yeah,
and then we just bought a piece of 10 acres last night that we're going to actually build a personal home on here in Springfield, Missouri.
Is it on some water or what?
It's actually not on water.
I would have guessed you would have built water.
Yeah, there's not really, unless it's like a dingy little pond. There's not really. I mean, like 45 minutes from here, I had a lake house actually on the water. We just sold it last Friday.
Dude, didn't you just buy that?
We did,
like literally like less than a year, right?
Yeah. That wasn't smart. Yeah, we made some money, but that wasn't smart. That was dumb. I'm a moron. I've told you.
No. That means you make fast decisions, impulsive buyer. I'm an
impulsive
buyer.
But I also make a lot of stupid. I buy a lot of stupid stuff. Like, you know what's funny? What's sitting in my craft room right now, which we built 2 weeks ago for no reason, is a sewing machine and a printer that cost me 30 grand. Like,
for what?
We need our own sewing machine and our own embroidery machine to design all of our own stuff. My wife's convinced me, bro, that like when we do a towel or a hoodie or a blanket, like we've got to do it all in house. And so we just freaking buy stuff. Like, what's funny is we'll stop using that in 6 months and then I'll sell it and lose 15 grand for sure.
Dude, me and you are a lot alike. I buy a lot of shit that I don't need just for that one-time use. And then it's like, this is the greatest idea ever. And then like 6 months later, it's collecting dust.
Hilarious. My wife just walked in the studio. She's looking at me like, are you really saying this on David Perez's podcast? And you know what? I am.
This is good stuff. We got to know. We got to buy a bunch of dumb stuff and we got to make some money.
You are bringing, I don't know what it is, but you're bringing a different side of me out today. And I love it.
This is fun, man.
So
it's because it's the edibles. I'm telling you.
Exactly. That was the difference. I didn't even know that. Like when he invites you guys to be on his podcast, by the way, he doesn't preface he's going to offer you those, but like they show up he door dashes them. They show up at your office right as he's about to start interviewing you, and then you got to take them.
Yeah, you gotta. No, it's the red and the blue, right? This is like Morpheus things. This is
Red and
the red
blue.
or the blue pill, dude. The Matrix.
For the guy that's never done drugs in his life, that would be a very interesting episode if I ever did that.
Oh well, for the guys that are out there that don't do drugs, don't do drugs. We're not
Yeah.
saying that, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that. So let me transition to something I've been watching you lately all about. You're on this health thing. And so I got to question this because you posted, or I don't remember what it was. I read either somebody posted on your page or something, but I guess the question being is, do you feel like the healthier you get, the more wealthy you become?
For
like
sure.
Money too, real money.
100%. Yeah. 100%.
Why do you think that's a correlation?
Okay, here's a good example. Yesterday, had a terrible day. I was so frustrated. I was whiny. Like I was being a little bee. Like I'm being honest. Okay. I didn't say the word, so I didn't curse twice as much as Bert, just the same amount. Okay. I was having a bad day, and you know why? I didn't get up, work out, eat breakfast, do my push-ups, all that. I waited till later in the day to do it. Today, I go to a trainer. I'm in a phenomenal mood. We're having a blast. I'm still psycho. I'm still crazy, and I'm still making a ton of mistakes, but like I'm having fun, and I'm like in a good mood, and I accomplished more. And so I'm just better. Nutrition's really important. Me just worrying about my body's really important. Start doing stuff. Start being on stages and YouTubes and podcasts and live shows and whatever else. Radio show wouldn't help with this, but like start doing all the other stuff and start looking at yourself a bunch. And it's hard not to think, gosh, dang, dude, I need to get it together, So I'm just a better version of me when I worry about those things. I really am.
When you got a 6-pack, right? So what it is?
Maybe 8, but we call it 6.
Damn, boy. I mean, damn. What's the protein intake? What are you at? How much?
150 grams a day.
150. Is that your body weight?
Actually, I'm not. It's supposed to be, but I'm actually about 180.
Okay. Well, see, you got to hit 180, bro. Come on, man.
I know. I'm light some days, man. I told you,
it's hard.
I'm screwing up so much in my life, and I'm also screwing up the health thing. I'm just doing it a little better this year than I ever have.
Dude, you're so horrible. I don't know how you live with yourself. That's what it is.
It's tough some days. I am screwing up like some major opportunities, though. I really am. Like we talked.
Well, give me one. I want to hear this. Then, if you're really screwing up something, what is it?
Well, it's the Cody Askins LLC. Like we have a great ops team, but we have a good sales team, but it's small. I'm very reliant on me. I'm always changing stuff because I can't help it because that's just my personality. Like, dude, that's I just feel like I'm screwing up a huge opportunity. We have a big brand, decent. Talk about building your own economy. There
you go.
A brand helps the economy. I finally said it correct.
Yeah. Well, so you think, just to be clear, if you had to focus on one thing every single day in your company, what would that be? One thing.
You mean sales related or just me?
Anything in your company, just CA. What would you do every day if you just showed up and did one thing and nobody, nothing else?
This
is it?
I mean, honestly, this. I freaking love producing content. I love interviewing people. I love being interviewed. I way prefer being interviewed over interviewing people, but I still enjoy. It's hard too. Yeah, I love this, man. There's I've done so many of these. I don't even have to think about it. I don't have to prep. Like I just love it. And people struggle with too. Like the more honest you are, the more vulnerable you are, and the more transparent you are. I think I've been more transparent on this episode than maybe ever, probably on any episode ever.
Really?
And I should have been more in the past. But people respect that. Like I've started when I speak now, I don't get up and say how amazing I am. Which I have a tendency to want to do, but I get up because that's what I think people want to hear. I get up and say like, here's the things I'm learning. Here's the things I've done wrong. Here's the things I'm screwing up at. And here's some of the things we're doing well. And dude, people love that, man. Like people respond to transparency. I've always been really bad at being vulnerable and sharing what's actually going on in my life behind the scenes that people don't necessarily get to hear about, like the health stuff. Like it's funny. I had a bulging disc last July, the week before our conference. I'm about to go walk out and do a 4-day event with 2,000 people. And I can't even walk. Like Dylan's helping me up. No lie. He's in here. You can, we could prove it. He's literally helping me up off the floor in the airport before I go to Mexico, a week before I go to Dallas for our conference. And I didn't talk about that. Dude, I should have. I didn't, because I'm like, I don't want to be that guy that's like
Dude,
freaking whining and making excuses. But people, I can do it in a better way, but people need to hear that stuff, because they would have respected the crap that, that I'm in there traveling to Mexico
I
to speak, and then I'm doing a 4-day event when I can't walk, like I'm wearing a back belt during the whole conference last year. Nobody knew that. Dude, I got to be better at sharing those things.
I follow you, man. I remember before the conference, I remember you taking a bunch of ice baths.
That was why.
That was why. I remember you posted all your ice baths.
Correct. And I was doing a bunch of yoga, because I was miserable. I couldn't bend over and tie my shoes. Like, I struggled to get up out of bed and sit up. Like, I was hurting. And
So have you tried, or do you still have back problems or pain?
actually, it's crazy better. It's rare now. Like, I feel amazing. Yeah. But I started like that also got the attention with the health thing again. That got my attention for the health thing, and people know that your life's not like, for the people listening, everyone knows your life's not perfect.
No, I know that.
So why not just prove it, right?
Prove it. So there's this thing. I had a messed up shoulder for a little while, and I got this mat. Have you seen those electromagnetic field mats? The PEMF mat?
My wife just showed me one literally this week sometime.
Get one. Well, you know how you're an impulsive buyer and you're just going to buy it, and this one you'll use though. I promise. Okay. Get a good one, and I promise you. I mean, like 30 days, my shoulder pain is gone.
Wow, how much?
And I had shoulder pain for like a year and a half.
They're $400,000.
No. The one that I want, or the one I bought, is $5,000. That's it, bro.
Okay, cool, dude. Cool.
You can get one.
Well, you start with $400,000, $5,000 for a vinyl mat doesn't seem so bad,
No. You know what's funny is when you get it, you're going to be like, this thing was $5,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. Well, I did.
So
I already had been researching this, but just for anybody who's watching, I mean, I follow Grant Cardone, and he's doing the 10X Health.
Correct.
Well, I don't do that, but he was doing another thing called the Superhuman Protocol. If you look that up, that's what's up. That was the actual protocol that we use, which is the Superhuman, which is the UV light, the oxygen therapy, and the PMF mat. Crazy. You should try it, man. I'm sure your wife would do it.
I should. Yeah, exactly. We spent $30,000 on embroidery and sewing. Surely we'll do that. Hey, what's your IG?
I am David A. Perez.
Yes, you
David
are.
A. Perez. Yes, you is. Here, I'm gonna get a picture of it.
I like it. Okay, cool. I'm tagging you on a little.
So, I got 2 more questions for you. Okay. Number 1, this is my favorite. How does somebody like David A. Perez get on the 8% stage?
That's a really good question. So full transparency, a lot of the individuals that end up on there, one of 3 ways, other than being paid and you're like freaking Tim Tebow, right? One of 3 ways. You either are a big sponsor and supporter of the event. Okay. You're either a big ticket buyer, potentially, maybe. Or you are on an exposure plan with us for like 6 months to a year. That's like a big plan where you're spending like 50 to 250 grand, and then you're getting that included, maybe. So,
well, I don't need the exposure plan. I don't need a bunch of tickets, and I'm not Tim Tebow.
But you do have money.
That's what I heard, but I mean,
what did your CPA tell you? Did your CPA tell you had money?
Yeah. He told me. Actually I have a lot of money because I didn't pay any taxes.
There we go.
So I get to keep a lot of cash flow. Well, we got to figure out how. I thought about this last year, but I didn't know what I could add value. But I heard you had a guy there last year that I didn't think was that good.
Who's that?
Golly, I only saw a clip of it. It was the financial guy. I'm pretty sure he paid.
I don't know.
What is his name? He talked about finances and taxes. He did talk about it. I saw.
Oh, actually, no. I think I paid him.
Really?
The guy that went last.
Come on, man.
That was the guy that went last. Yeah, he was the guy that he like rapped at the end and stuff.
Did he rap?
Garrett
Okay,
Gunderson.
I'm not.
Garrett Gunderson.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah.
rap though, but I'd light that stage up.
Well,
He rapped.
you have to rap. It's a requirement, you know?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll bring a DJ. I'll be like Jesse Itzler. We'll bring a DJ. We'll bring some dancers, violin.
Yeah.
We'll do it all.
I'd love that. That's hilarious. That's freaking funny.
Well,
Well, let's get
last
you on there,
question.
man. You know, let's bring your own energy to stage, man. You know, let's
I think I could add a lot of value to you guys, for real.
Well,
at least from a tax perspective. A lot of those, maybe not all of them, to be truthful. I don't know what the audience is. I'm sure there's a good 8% of them that have.
That's right. That's right. Well, dude, I've always loved you. I've respected you. I think you're a beast, and you know, there's a lot of things you could bring value to,
dude,
to my life.
Sure. I'm super excited that you're going back to the Statler. It's freaking amazing.
Dude, we're doing a center stage with a scoreboard dome, and we're going to do a walkout ramp all the way from the main stage to the center stage.
Dude, that is so sick.
And we're not going to do any tables, chairs only. How many people are you going to bring? Because obviously you're going to be there.
How many you need me to bring?
19.
I got you. That's easy.
Dude, I love that, man. You're a good dude.
I can do that. Oh, I thought you already sold out.
Sold out the hotel, not the tickets.
You know, oh man, I could tell you stories. The hotel was good to us except for the last night, but whatever, it was.
Okay.
We got to talk about. Anyways, last question, bro. Here it is. What does building your own economy mean to you?
It's funny because I don't know your definition, so this is a good question.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I want to hear.
It means that, in my estimation, it means that I am building a life that I control more of the pieces to, you know, in whatever that is. Like to me, it means I'm building something that I have control over, whether it's money, whether it's assets, whether it's businesses, you know, like I view it as like, whether it's a brand, like I'm building such a super life and an ecosystem that I have a lot more control over what goes on in the life that I've built than the average consumer.
Damn, that's strong. That's real strong.
God,
I think
dude.
that's a great definition. You know, you're bringing your own economy. You're building your own economy, not just energy. Energy is part of it, by the way. I do believe if you bring your own energy.
That's a start.
I think
and the thing is, even if you don't have an economy or no money, you can control the energy first.
Oh, attitude is everything, right? It's the only thing that you should hire for.
100%.
Attitude. You can train the rest, but you can't train an attitude, right? That's that was from I think it's Zig Ziglar, or maybe it was Brian Tracy that said that. When you hire people, you never hire for skill set, hire for attitude.
It's good. It's good.
Cool, man. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us and be here. I really, man, I'm being honest with you. I really follow you. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it. The audience here, how can they find you? How can they follow you?
Cody Askins, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, Google Plus, whatever. No, just kidding. Most, I would say Instagram's MySpace for sure. Google, not Google. Cody.Askins on Instagram is a great place to start.
Cody. Google Plus, is that even alive?
I don't know.
Oh man. What's the platform that you post the most content to? So if people wanted to get the most content from.
Ooh, I mean, if you include stories, it's Instagram. If you don't, it's probably YouTube. Yeah,
got it.
YouTube. Yeah, we're posting every day, whether it's a short or a long. We're posting at least 7 to 10 pieces to YouTube a week for sure.
Dude, so if you're out there watching this, and even if you're not in insurance, you got to follow Cody Askins. He's definitely somebody to follow. He's got a great energy about him. If you can't tell, he's bringing it every day. He's got the right people on his team. He's a mover and a shaker. He's going for the Billy, right? You're going for $1 billion?
Yeah.
I know you are, man. I can already tell. Everybody who knows you knows you're going somewhere. So I hope we get to witness it. And I hope we get a piece of that somehow.
I'm sure I'll screw it up, but we're on our way to trying.
It's all right, dude. Everybody screws it up at least once, twice, or 3 times, but just don't stop, right?
We're moving, shaking, and earthquaking, you know.
There you go, man. Well, I appreciate your time, brother. God bless you, man. You're awesome.
Dude, thank you for having me on Bring Your Own Edibles. I appreciate you. You're awesome, and I love this episode, man.
Oh, man, you're fucking funny.